Now let us discuss about what is .terraform.log.hcl file. For example, you have your provider and let us use 4.6.0 for now. Just imagine 4.6.0 is the latest provider version, and you have written your EC2 .tf file, and let's do the planning and then init. So first thing, remember, you need to do init. So when you are doing init, it is downloading the provider of 4.6.0 version. It's downloaded. Now you go and see you have .terraform directory in which you have the 4.6.0 version of the provider, and you have .terraform.log.ch file .hcl file. So here it is mentioned the version is 4.6.0. okay. So for example, uh, if you change this to 4.8.0, thinking that 4.8.0 is released, and then you are changing your provider version to 4.8.0. Now if you go and do the Terraform init again or Terraform plan, Terraform will give you one error, because when you write the Terraform files, the provider version was 4.6.0. Now if you suddenly upgrade to the 4.8.0, Terraform will not accept, because the code may not work as it is. So that is why we have .terraform.log.hcl file to log the version when you write the Terraform. You have to check in this file into the remote repositories, so that when others download yours, if they run Terraform init, Terraform will make sure it downloads the same version when you write the Terraform files. Okay, so this is the importance of .terraform.log.hcl file, and you should ignore .terraform directory in your gitignore files like this. Okay, I hope you understand this. Told you about Terraform, it can manage, it can do the lifecycle management of your infrastructure. Lifecycle management is nothing but from born to dead. Born is nothing but you are creating the resources, and then when you need to update few things, you need to do the update. And if you don't want the resources, you need to delete. Basically, CRUD operation: create, read, update, delete are called lifecycle management in any technology. And yeah, we created the Terraform resources. Let us do that now. Terraform init, and then Terraform plan. Terraform plan will not create the resources. It will just tell you what are the resources it is going to create for you, or it will plan, like if some resources can be for creation, some resources can be for update, some resource can be for test try. You see this plan. One is addition. Now just apply Terraform. Just give S. Now we are doing the creation part. After this we will do the update part, and then we will do the deletion. Now Terraform created the resources. Let's go and check. Yeah, it is creating. But let us update now the Terraform resource. For example, let's add a name for this instance. If you want to add the name, you need to go for tags. Just refer Terraform EC2. Here there will be a tags. Copy this. And then paste. Now I am giving the name. It means basically I am updating the resource. Just go and run Terraform plan again. Let us see what it tells. It is saying want to change. It means like it is updating the resource. If you see here, it is saying it is going to add the name to the instance. Run Terraform apply. Just give S. It changed. Now just go and see in the console, the name got updated. So this is how you update the resources, but don't think every time it will just go and update the resource. Sometimes the change will be like it should delete the current resource and it should recreate. So there will be a damage. You need to be very careful. We will see that in the future sessions. Now let us go for deletion. Terraform destroy. So this will delete the resource. Just give S. If you see here, it is saying 1:2 for destroy. So now you see it is destroyed. So this is how Terraform will manage the life cycle of a infrastructure.